All right, folks, we are back for game number 2 between Hendralisk and Tilea. Our map is going to be Akalon Wastes, a macro map. I've seen so much Belshir Vestige, so much Neoplanet S, I almost forgot what it was like to just sit back and take a third base. And hopefully that'll be the case here for these two players, as Akalon Wastes, of course, has that nice geographical easiness where they can take that base. But spawning in the upper left, we'll see exactly how this game goes. The Blue Zerg player with a 1-0 lead in this series, he is Hendralisk.
And spawning in our bottom right-hand corner, our red Terran is Tilea. I'm just going to butcher these names this weekend.
I go with Tilea. I don't think I've heard it said out loud by anyone else other than me. I usually just see it typed, but I think Tilea sounds pretty cool. So
definitely.
I'm gonna go with that.
With this map, we do have both of the Xel'Naga towers just sitting at a decent area. They don't actually get this middle area, so they only do so much to actually see if there's any sort of runarounds. If you want the view on the center, there are the, I guess you can call them bushes. They don't look like bushes. You place a unit up there and you can see everything running by. So it's kind of like a second Xel'Naga tower without the actual tower, per se. Yeah, and that's a good point, because there are a lot of versions of this map. Usually none that have the towers in the center permanently, but there are, of course, the versions that have them until about, I believe, 6 or 7 minutes that just kind of go away. They just kind of destroy. I've never actually seen it happen. I always hear it talked about, and then I'm like, oh, the tower's going to go away. I never see it, and then I never see it. But this is not that version, like you said. The tower's going to be on the outside, and we are going to see Tilea going with the same shenanigans. The question is, will it be a 2-Rax again? Definitely. We do have a early scout by this drone instead of just waiting for the Overlord to get there. The first Overlord actually going out at an angle instead of straight towards the base. Another lower barracks, though perhaps he's going to trick this Zerg player into thinking that he has a second one hidden. I don't actually know if Hendralisk ever figured out there was a second Rax.
Well, I would say, you know, just the amount of Marines probably gave it away pretty hard. And look at this, Hendralisk actually sending out a drone scout here pretty early to see if there is more stuff like that going on. So it's kind of meta on top of meta. We're not going to see a 2-Rax from Tilea. It's just going to be the 1, but, you know, Hendralisk is worried about it. Is it going to be 2-Rax? Is there something I need to be, you know, kind of off guard, caught about? Not going for gas right away, getting the pull down a little bit quicker. And, you know, for all he knows, there could be a 2-Rax coming. Probably going to poke around with this drone a bit, see if there's anything proxied a little bit closer to him. But Tilea is just kind of metagaming here a little bit.
Definitely. We do have the first Marine running out, straight out into the open. I think he is, what's he running towards? He's running towards this, the Xel'Naga tower, actually. He wants that early viewership. Another Marine following it up. So no Reapers this match, no early gas. Hendralisk might be going for a quick third. He is flowing quite a bit.
Yeah, dangerous play against a forward Rax, especially when you're kind of suspecting a 2-Rax. Looks like the mineral is going to be dumped into the 2 Queens, though, looking to you know, get the production going up. Just go into standard macro. A fast third against a forward Rax can be very troublesome, especially because you don't have the vision over the third. The bunker gets laid down. It might just be completely outside of your range, so you got to be very careful. We do have a couple Marines forwarded here, but the 6th link should be able to take care of them really easily.
Yeah, and there they go. They realize they are in trouble. Going to try to kite them low. A third Marine showing up just in time. Might actually be able to hold this off. It's the perfect macro. However, this is going to be really close to 1 Marine left. He takes out the last one.
Oh, that's really good target fire. Tilea, actually, with this backup Marine, might manage to clean up all these lings here, and I didn't expect the trade to go that well. So it is going to force Hendralisk back. We're actually seeing a Spine Crawler right at the natural right away, so Hendralisk is worried about incoming Marine pressure, especially having seen these Marines forwarded over toward his base. Still no gas, though, so just going for multiple Queen openings, looking to just kind of macro up behind that. And at this point, he can rule out really aggressive forward Rax play. Just a couple Marines looking to put the fear into him, but now he can just get those Queens up and probably take gases around 6 minutes or take a third.
Yeah, and I just watched these Marines actually run in between these 2 barracks. It is not walled off completely. I don't know if that was intentional or not. However, he is building a 4 barracks wall up at the front and shooting at these rocks.
Yep, looking to secure that early third, something that Akelon Waste is very good for. The third command center just finishing up in the main now for Tilea. And we do have 2 gases being taken at the natural for Hendralisk, and I like that. Where's the Terran going to scan? Probably the main. Going to see no gases. It's going to force another scan, because Terran's not going to be 100% sure if it's a fast third play, but also not going to be 100% sure, exactly what's going on. So kind of tricky play here, putting them in the natural. Nothing too big, but something probably worth mentioning. And yeah, Tilea, again, just going for this really heavy racks play. A 5th barracks being built on the high ground, just kind of attacking with Marines. It didn't work out so well last game, but we'll see if it can be a little different here.
Yeah, you would think after last game, Tilea would actually maybe switch up his tech path a little bit, just going straight for Marines again. Here's another encounter in the center, though. With that amount of Marines, it'll easily clean up the Zerglings. Zerglings immediately running back home. Still no other upgrades. We do have Speedlings on the way, but just another racks and 4 more Marines coming out. I'm not really sure why he's going for the same tech path again.
Well, it might work out a little better here. The gas is much later for Hendralisk because it was going into a much more macro-focused game. So it's a queen-focused defense. It's only 2 extra queens. It's not 6 queens. So a large number of Marines really could pose a danger. We are seeing a wall off. The Spine Crawler moved to the front. The Marines just over here looking for stray Overlords, something they can pick off. But it looks like Tilea was just putting on some pressure, actually getting a couple barracks behind here. Okay, there's the scan on the natural. Actually going to see both gases here, but still no Baneling Nest or anything for Hendralisk, so I don't know if 2 bunkers is really quite necessary. I'm not sure what Tilea saw to maybe spur that.
Yeah, and he is going for double engineering base this time. A little earlier in the last game, he didn't start getting upgrades until around the 10-minute mark, so this will definitely help him. Those rocks are going to go down. He should lift off that CC and float it right on over to the third. He did salvage both of his bunkers. It looks like he actually might move out at this point.
Yeah, the bunker's really short-lived. Kind of got built and they got taken away. We do have reactors getting added onto 3 of these racks. That is so many Marines are going to be coming out here. And sometimes you do have to be worried about that stint in production. Actually, all 4 barracks getting added on right now. So we're not going to have any unit production for a while, except out of just the 1 barracks. You do have to be worried about that sometimes. But on Akelon Wastes, really large rush distance, so not something you have to be 100% worried about. And by the time an attack comes, the reactors will be in full swing, and that's going to be a lot of bio. Hendralisk is getting centrifugal hooks. The Baneling Nest has completed, and the creep spread is starting to creep on over. So the pure Marine force that Tilea seems to like, I just don't see it doing too well against these Banelings.
Definitely not. And with this 5th barracks, I'm really hoping he throws a tech lab on, because Marine shields, with this amount of Marines, it's just a huge number of extra hit points that your Marines can soak up. And especially with the Stim too, just look at the amount of Marines that are pouring out of this. He needs upgrades for these. I'm hoping he goes for a 2-2 immediately after this. Would be really quick upgrades. He does have 2 factories on the way, hopefully a starport afterwards. Some Hellions mixed in with this Marine play would be just a great combo. The Hellions being able to clean up the Zerglings and the Banelings much better.
Yeah, that would be very nice. We do see the 2 factories added on, very similar to the last game. Probably going to go for the biomine composition that we saw from Tilea on Belshir Vestige. And since it's not a huge economic deficit like it kind of was in last game, we're seeing the Terran only behind 4 harvesters. With the addition of mules, really puts Terran in the lead economically. I think this is going to work out much better. However, the Banelings are out on the field. A lot of Banelings. Centrifugal hooks about to finish. It looks like Hendralisk looking for a strong timing with 1-1 and centrifugal hooks. And the Marines are out in the middle of the map.
Oh, and the Banelings, though, looks like they do have the speed. They are running right towards. He hasn't seen this yet. Now he sees it. They're going straight for the main force. A decent split from Tilea. Still massive damage, though, even with the split. Just too many Banelings, surviving quite a bit of his Marines during that encounter.
Yeah, and sometimes there's just too many Banelings to split against, but actually those were really impressive splits. Having any Marines surviving, I think there was like 20 Banelings, almost as many Marines as there were there, so really good. And of course, with the amount of reactors on this these barracks here, the Marine count can be replenished very quickly. We are also starting to see Marauder production, which is great for 2 reasons. It absorbs Baneling hits, number 1, and number 2, the common Ultralist transition in the late game becomes much easier to deal with since you already have the Marauders mixed in. However, Hendralisk still forward with these Zerglings. Look at that pre-spread, though, by Tilea. Really expecting an engagement here. Definitely,
and he pre-split his Marines here, have them just kind of in the middle of this field ready for an engagement. These Zerglings, though, are just kind of, I'm assuming they're just getting some scouting information, nothing really major. Still a very strange composition for Tilea. We do have a small engagement, some Zerglings getting taken out, though it almost feels like a distraction. We do have the Spire halfway to completion. And this one base over here, just a few Marines over there to clean it up.
Yep, going to secure the 4th, and Tilea's production is out of control. Look at this, 30 supply lead, behind about 7 workers, but on 4 bases, so that's not bad at all. Hendralisk just now getting his 4th base up over at the pocket 3rd there, or well, pocket 4th in this case, and going off of Pureling Baneling. Since the Spire is late, Tilea has been able to just kind of go nuts and start being forward on the map, and there is a huge timing here where Tilea can seriously punish a Muta player.
We want to be really afraid the amount of minerals and gas he is stacking. I don't think he has the lava amount, but just the amount of resources. He's going to start pumping out these mutas like there is no tomorrow.
Yeah, but you definitely have to worry about this push here.
15
Mutalisks. Now, Hendralisk has to hope that he can counterattack with those and that Tilea turns around, because otherwise this force is going to be deadly. There are a lot of hellbat here. It doesn't look like it's going to go for the Widow Mines, and we're seeing the 2-2 about to finish. This is a very scary push.
Definitely. It looks like he is poking in a little bit. Just the amount of army supply lead he has, it is 75 to 103. Tilea is being too timid. He really needs to start pushing in before the Zerg gets a huge advantage over him. He's been playing too defensively. I think he thought Hendralisk had a lot more in his arsenal than he actually did, and because of that, it's allowing his opponent to really build up and have some sort of force to attack. His 2-2 is just now finishing up, though, which would be a huge bonus to pushing his army into the base of the Zerg.
Yeah, but yeah, like you were saying, having the Terran pulled back is going to give these Mutalisks some free reign. Start doing some pressure, and Baneling's going to roll into the 4th base, actually going to kill a good number of SCVs. By good number, it looks like about 4 or 5 went down, but anything to start slowing down the economy. However, the bio push is going to be moving out, starting to clean up this creep. There's no medevac support here. It's going to be very difficult to deal with the Zerglings unless the Hellbats are really able to soak up a lot of that damage. And of course, the Banelings are going to be brutal, but we've seen Tilea can split very well. Here it comes. A lot of Lings, a lot of Banelings coming in. A nice arc here from Tilea, and the Hellbat's going to absorb a lot of that damage. It looks like the Muta's here to clean everything up. Not quite enough Marines left over, and this is something you have to be really careful about with the Hellbat Marauder composition. You need that anti-air. Hendralisk really taking advantage of that choice there by Tilea, and with this many Mutas in the air, 13, he can just clean up the reinforcements with really no, opposition.
Yeah, definitely. Those Banelings got some really good hits in the chaos. He was so focused on the Mutalisks that they just rolled right in. Zerglings going into the forest, destroying absolutely everything. Some Marines are going to try to come over here and do some damage. There is a bunker that is unoccupied, though. Mutas are sitting here. They are going to go, looks like, for the natural, or they're going to try to take us. Oh, we have Baneling landmines right in the middle. I don't think he's expecting this. They're right next to the Widow Mines. Widow Mines are getting some good shots, though. He does have a money scan. Finds those Baneling bombs really well.
Ooh, does not want to fall for that trick again. Last time lost a lot of Marines on Melchior Vestige. Widowmine drop over at the 3rd base is going to force the drones away. The army over there definitely does want to get that Widowmine picked off. Not sure if Hendralisk is aware it's there. Can lay some serious pain on those drones. We'll keep an eye on that in just a few seconds. But now Tilea moving up the center of the map. A lot of this creep has been cleared away, so there's quite a bit more momentum for the Terran. And the Widowmine is going to hit the 3rd. Oh, only 1 drone. Okay, that could have been a lot worse.
And the Marines are trying to chase these Mutas around. There are some Banelings morphing in. He's not focusing them. They are going to finish. The Marines are pulling back. Medevacs are finally here to do the support. A huge amount of Widow Mines just bunched up right here. Anything that flies over that will just be a massacre. Banelings are done, though. Marines are going to have to be careful. Widow Mines are on the move. Into the creep. They are almost impossible to actually see there. A bunch of things going on at once. Zerglings everywhere. Oh my goodness, the amount of action.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening here, and these Widow Mines have drilling claws, so they're able to relocate very, very quickly. We do have Infestors down now. But they're getting thrown right into the bio. 2 Infestors go down immediately. A lot of Speedlings and Banelings coming in, but the Marauders taking up a lot of that Marauder damage, or the Baneling damage. The Marines, however, getting cleaned up by these Mutas. Looks like the Hellbat play has been abandoned by Tilea. Will Mutas be able to get cleaned up? It looks like just barely. Hendralisk is going to push through this, but here comes more reinforcements.
Definitely. It's just a constant reinforcement battle with neither side really winning. These Infestors are trying to get an edge, though. However, the Infestor's in a bad spot. He's pushing them too far forward. And Hendralisk, GG's for now in this series, a 1-1. We will go to the round 3.
Look at that. What a game. Tilea kind of looking like she was on the back foot there after the engagement that kind of evened them up on supply, but Hendralisk wasn't able to push forward. There was too much reinforcements, too much production. Letting the Terran be on 4 base for that long, it's just so hard to stop the flow of reinforcements, and we saw it slowly overwhelm Hendralisk, and we were actually seeing the first tied-up series that we've seen all night on Community Stream C. We are going to be back with Game 3 after a quick commercial break, guys. Thanks for watching.